Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV, and we're here for the Hot Off the Press show, your weekly news show for the for general football news. And we are going to start with what is a topic that's really pissed me off for a while, and it still pisses me off now. Obviously pissed off a lot of fans. It's about the Super League, and it's still news regarding that. Make sure to smash the like button first, smash the subscribe button, hit the share button as well. It's really important you do that. So let's get into it, shall we? Yeah, so it's about sort of the clubs that are still part of the European Super League. Because it's still not dead. It's not dead yet. For those who don't know what the European Super League, it was a planned sort of attempt by the top clubs in England, or richest clubs in England, shall we say, which is Arsenal, Tottenham, Man City, Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, plus the top clubs in Italy, that's AC Milan, Inter, and Juventus. The three clubs in Spain, that's Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, and Barcelona. They were all prepared to break away from their leagues and set up the European Super League, who is going to punish these three big clubs. Yes, and obviously, I'll move that into a minute. Now, obviously, after leaving the ECA and it all collapsed afterwards, right, number of clubs came out and went back to the ECA and came up with some sort of apology, what they call an apology, that is. But yeah, in terms of the actual Super League itself, Real Madrid and Barcelona made stand firm that they weren't going back, right? They weren't going back. But yet, hang on, they're not going back to the ECA, which I still think they haven't done, but they're still part of the Champions League. Because the idea is you leave the ECA, you're not part of Europe, you're not part of the Champions League, you're not part of Europa League or the European Conference League. But they still have left the ECA. So why is it they're allowed still to do the Champions League? So obviously it's about money, power, control. But there are three clubs still that are still trying to persist with this and still trying to carry on with the plans. These clubs are Real Madrid, Juventus, and FC Barcelona. Real Madrid, FC Barcelona, and Juventus. Right. Barcelona, Real Madrid, and Juventus say they will continue with the plans for the European Super League, claim to have successfully argued against any punishment by UEFA. A joint statement from the three clubs said a court decision on Friday in Madrid means European football's governing body have an obligation to terminate this disciplinary proceedings against them. The UEFA paused action in June when the case was passed to the European Court of Justice. 12 clubs announced as founding members of the Super League in April, but the proposed breakaway competition collapsed within 20 to 72 hours after 9 withdrew amid fan protests, opposition from UEFA, FIFA, and domestic leagues, as well as the British government and the royal family. Right? Juve, Barcelona, and Real are the only sides to not to have renounced the breakaway and have again reiterated their intention to keep developing the Super League project. Right. So, despite no matter what, they are still planning to try and push this through. They're still trying to push this through, and I think it's going to get to a point where they might going to do so. Yeah, so they might end up doing so, and they might end up getting a Super League. But how if they're still trying to get they're obviously going to get a Super League the way it's going, because they haven't been punished for trying to do it in the first place. They've broken the rules, and they're not going to get punished. How the fuck can they not get punished is absolutely despicable. They added they intend to do so by working with governing bodies, leagues, fans, players, managers, and clubs, all stakeholders which opposed the breakaway competition when it was initially announced. Clubs participating in European competitions have the right to govern their own competitions. The clubs continued in the statement. We are pleased that going forward, we will no longer be subject to UEFA's ongoing threats. Right? We are aware that there are elements of our proposal that should be reviewed and, of course, can be improved through dialogue and consensus. We remain confident in the success of a project that will be always compliant with European Union laws. UEFA has declined to respond to, obviously, the three clubs' statements. Obviously, Florentino Perez, the fucking parasite who's behind all this, right? And also, obviously, the ECL's founding chairman has previously said the 12 clubs that agreed to join the European Super League have a binding contract and cannot leave. So basically, he's still saying that my club, Arsenal, other clubs that are that you support watching this, Liverpool, Tottenham, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, they're still technically bound by this contract and can't leave the contract. So they're still bound to this Super League. The 9 which have distanced themselves, Man City, Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham, Inter Milan, AC Milan, and Atletico Madrid, were handed financial punishments by UEFA in May. The 6 Premier League clubs also agreed to make a separate goodwill payment of 22 million in June. The trio remain, say European football's governing body must now unwind the actions and taken against all sides involved in the ECL. The court backs the request made by promoters of the Super League, of the European Super League, dismiss UEFA's appeal and confirms it warns to UEFA that failure to comply with a ruling shall result in fines and potentially criminal liability, the Clubs Act said. The case will be assessed by the European Court of Justice in Luxembourg, which shall review UEFA's monopolistic position over European football. So they're basically trying to challenge UEFA's stance on European football. It's a joke. And this is why people are saying it is going to happen. It's just a matter of when and how and what the layout is going to be. I don't think the layout is going to be as it is. I don't think that. I think the layout is going to be very far from that. But you can never tell. But I want to get your thoughts on it in a minute, and I'll unleash the link in a minute. But give us your thoughts, your feelings to it, because it's a joke. It's a joke that these clubs have done what they've done, and yet we're getting punished. Arsenal have been punished. We've also made a goodwill payment, right? But yet these clubs don't think they get to. These clubs still think they ain't punished. They don't get to be punished. It's a joke. It's a joke. How is it, right? These clubs have to be punished. Right? These 9 other clubs have been punished, yet they don't have to. Right? Who runs this European cause? Honestly, you've broken the fabric and rules in European football and English, and for the other 6 Premier League clubs, by the way, Premier League rules as well. And you're not getting punished. What's the point in having the rule then? What's the point? Right? And then they're going to moan when it does eventually happen. They're going to moan that they can't do this. Well, you had your chance to stop it, and you blew it. This is why I've still now, this is why I was pissed off on the weekend. Why Arsenal fans weren't protesting against Kroenke, right? This is why I'm still adamant we need to keep protesting, because Kroenke will still get his way and he'll get his Super League if he carries on, right? The reason he's not investing in Arsenal is because, like, it's not a problem, because once in the Super League, they don't have to worry about it. That's why he's not investing, right? So if you want change and you don't want to be in the Super League, get rid of the Glazers, get rid of the FSG, get rid of Kroenke. Fuck it, get Daniel Levy out of the job as well if you have to. I'm sorry, it's like, what do these fans expect if they're not going to protest, like, and vigilantly and get these clubs out and get these owners out? Because that's their real intention for this, for our football clubs, to tear them away from what they are and what they used to be, right, and put them in something that makes them a franchise, right? Literally everyone that during that time was questioning whether they support their club, which should never happen. You should never be able to question why you support your football club and should you support your club. It should never come into your imagination. You should have to stop supporting your club. But they've pushed us that far that we were determined not to. It's disgusting, right? And yet these people don't get punished. These people don't get punished. But hang on, if Berry gets in fucking a load of debt, we fucking liquidate them. Oh yeah, because they're not important. They're not important. The League One sides aren't important. The League Two sides aren't important, right? What's more important is these fucking big clubs, right? Keeping them happy. Do you know why Newcastle ain't there? Because it's keeping this lot happy. Otherwise, they'd have different owners by now, right? Newcastle are getting dragged to the depths of the Premier League into the Championship by an owner who don't give a toss, bit like Kroenke, and Kroenke's acting like the same, right? Because our owners don't want him jumping in and jumping on the bandwagon and saying, oh, look, we're a big club now. I deserve some of that. It's the only reason they don't want the owners in, so they don't get their share of the pie. Simple. And to keep them happy, they told Newcastle you can't have new owners. To keep them happy. Right? Yet they still try and fuck off. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. Right? And they wonder why they get fucked around. You wonder why no one takes UEFA seriously. It's a joke. It's a joke. Honestly. Right? This is why UEFA is corrupt. No one likes UEFA. No one likes FIFA. This is why people were probably saying if there was like competition in it, you're allowed to be relegated, you're allowed to be promoted. People look at the idea and say, fine, we'll take that. Anything that's not UEFA, fucking hell, we'll take it. Yeah. It's a joke. Absolute joke. Right? And sooner or later it's going to happen. And then sooner or later, we won't need the Emirates Stadium. We won't need Old Trafford. We won't need the Etihad. We won't need Anfield. We won't need Shite Art Lane. Right? Sorry, gotta say that. Can't have Stamford Bridge as well. Because sooner or later, Arsenal are playing Barcelona in New York. Then they're playing Real Madrid in Qatar. Then they're playing Juventus in Moscow. Global games. Arsenal as a local club don't exist. If you want an Arsenal as a local club, make one yourself. Because the actual Arsenal that we love, this Arsenal, North London club, don't exist. It's not in North London. It's franchise. It's wherever it wants to be. Joke. Absolute joke. Right. But I'm going to release the link into the chat. Get your say on this. I think it's an abomination. Yeah. Dropping the link now. Keep your eye out. Right. Want to hear your views, your thoughts. jump in now. Yeah, get your say on it, man. It's bullshit. It is bullshit of the highest order. Joke. We got MUFC Daily. How are you, mate?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, what do you want to say about what we're talking about in a minute, man?
It's a disgrace. It really is. Like nothing short of a disgrace. I agree with what you say. Even though we support the quote unquote big clubs, it at times it's like, why do we like? What I mean is like other clubs. They just if this happened, they would be getting some. They might not even be a club if they tried to do this sort of thing.
Yep.
But we can do it as well. And one thing I want to mention about Stan Kroenke is that in the NFL, there's the LA Rams. They were originally in St. Louis, Missouri. They had a massive fan base there. It was all going well. Then he decided to just move them to Los Angeles.
Yeah. After he promised them they wouldn't do it.
Yeah, it's these American. I don't want to be, what's that word?
Yeah, xenophobic.
Yeah, but most of them are big American owners. FSG, Kroenke, Klopp. They're not Klopp.
Glazers.
The Glazers, sorry. They just try to mess with us fans. Well, it is gonna happen at one point or another. Like, I can imagine kids now in the future saying, "Oh, Messi and Ronaldo aren't good because they didn't do it in the Super League." That's what I can imagine them saying it. It's like, it's just sad. And UEFA aren't any better.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like this is why I said if it was a competition where you can get relegated, promoted, I would seriously sit there like, yeah, why not? Let's have a look at it, right? Because
they're trying to Americanize it like
shit.
the NBA and the NFL.
I mean, like you break the rules of UEFA and you still can't get punished. It says it up in a nutshell, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the thing is, I have a reason why Madrid, Barca, and Juve are getting punished. It's like what Fadil said, that those clubs, like Madrid, Barca, and Juve, they make a lot of money with UEFA, the Champions League. So they're probably just going to be like, oh, it's fine. If a club, let's say, like, I don't know, if Huddersfield Town did that, for example, do you think they might even be a club anymore? Because they probably would be liquidated. They'd be gone just like that. It's sad, man. And I remember when the Super League thing went through, my first thoughts were, I might not ever be a football fan again. Because I'll be honest, if the Super League happens, I'll be honest, I will watch it. Personally, what I think should happen is we should have what they do in Germany, the 50+1 rule, where fans take 51% of the just to make sure nothing like this ever happens again. I think that I agree with you. Why aren't we protesting? I don't get why we're all of a sudden Old Trafford. I want to go Old Trafford this season, but I'm really thinking, should I? I live all the way in Huddersfield, so it's difficult. But it's like, why are we filling up stadiums if we want these owners out? Why are we going to the store buying merchandise? Just buying one from Turkey or something. That's what I do. It's like...
I mean, I get you, that's exactly my point. It's like when we went to the Emirates, right? And no one was protesting apart from 8 people. And I'm like, do you lot forget what he's tried to do?
Yeah, if you want your manager out, if you want your manager or your owner out, and you put, what would be the sign is, let's say, empty seats, like the Etihad on a match day. Empty seats at the Emirates. That, because I remember when Arsenal played Frankfurt, which was Emery's last game.
Yeah, I know. Emery's last game, it was the most emptiest I've ever seen the Emirates.
And that's how they knew. My opinion is that Kroenke, Glazers, FSG, they won't leave. Because we as fans, we're so like,
they've got us by the balls. Like they've got fans by the bollocks because I'd say because they know no matter what they do, because they can just throw, here you go, here's 100 mil to spend on the transfer market.
It's just fans.
That's it. They can. That's it. But they all they have to do is buy sort of, if even an Arsenal, they buy Ben White. That's it. Bang. Right. We'll buy the shirts. Buy the merchandise.
We buy Sancho. Bang. Let's buy some shirts and that. Like.
I'll
be honest, I did buy a shirt. Don't worry, I didn't buy it from the Man U store. I got it from my dad got me one from Turkey. So,
but even that, I won't even do it because I know some of that money will go to Conky.
Or will it?
It always does, because it's official merchandise. Yeah. It only comes from one place, and if it's official merchandise, it comes from the club.
Yeah. My dad just got me as a gift, so
yeah. So even if it comes from Turkey. Like it could come from Timbuktu. It's because it's official merchandise. It's theirs. So some of it will go to them. So it's like buying it at Sports Direct. Sports Direct will get a chunk of it, but then a chunk of it will go to the club.
Yeah, I mean, Barcelona should know what the offence was. They tried to fuck around. Sorry, they tried to mess with the rules. They were like, oh. This is gonna happen. We're gonna get lots of money. We can fix our debt. Bam. Now they're in more debt, and Lionel Messi is left. Their prized asset. That should be like, whoa, that's what happened. And this is what it's about money. I have a think that they know the Super League won't happen yet, so they're gonna try and recoup some money from other clubs. Perez is gonna try to say, oh, you couldn't leave, so now you're gonna have to give us some money. And I swear, I would love for Florentino Perez to just... Florentino Perez, what are your opinions on Perez? Because the less I say about him, better.
Honestly, Perez just needs to get the fuck out of Real Madrid.
Yeah, I'm having a bad day as it is, knowing that my favourite player of all time, Ronaldo, might be off to my rivals.
Yeah, I mean...
I hope he don't, man. If he does, his United's legacy's tarnished.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Not tarnished, but
I wouldn't say that. I mean, the guy has done wonders for your club.
I just don't want him to go to City.
But it's like said if Henry went to Barcelona, then he went to Man United.
Oh yeah.
Then I'll be like, yeah, I'm not happy with it, but like you can't damage the record that he's done at his own club.
Yeah.
So I think Ronaldo's still gonna be a Man United fan. Like that's not a problem. I just feel that like if Juve aren't giving him what he wants, then the only other club that was really gonna realistically do it is either PSG or Man City. Now PSG have already got Messi. So. How much?
25 mil. They don't want to pay that for Ronaldo.
25 mil.
Yeah, they don't want to pay that for Ronaldo. They want a free for Ronaldo. They don't want any money to pay.
Mate, I'll pay it. I'll tell you what. Fuck it. Come to Arsenal. Right, we'll pay you. 25 million. I'd pay for Ronaldo. Are you taking the mick? I'd pay for that. Easy.
Yeah, but it's with the other clubs. Juventus, for example, Ronaldo will probably leave. And do you know what it is? If Ronaldo leaves, Messi left Barca, there's one thing that will drop. Shirt sales will drop. Because apparently Messi made 95% of Barca's shirt sale revenue and that, which is that ain't good if one player is taken up. Ronaldo, if he leaves, it's damaging the bet. It's like these clubs never learn. Dortmund, Bayern, they know they didn't do it because they know the fans didn't want it. Us were like, oh, who cares about the fans? We'll go in it. And I am not buying for 1 second those little letters they made to the fans saying, oh, we're very sorry. You're only sorry because it didn't work. That's you're just there living in wherever. You're living in your mansion in America, and we're over here trying to, make sure our football club doesn't just go from us. Like, it just...
Oh my life! Have you seen this? Like, right?
Huh?
Those 9 other clubs, in terms of punishment, were each handed an approximate £7 million fine by UEFA
Huh?
and fined 5% of their prize money. £7 million.
That's it.
7 million quid.
That's nothing to...
Oh
to
my life! That is like 10 pence to Stan Kroenke.
and I bet it wasn't the Glazers that paid it. I bet you it was...
Ben White cost more than it did to try and start the Super League. In the end, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's absolutely stupid.
What would...
Absolutely
if the
stupid.
Super League had not collapsed, would you still watch Arsenal, or...
If the Super League came about,
Yeah, if it like didn't collapse, and it generally did happen.
if it did happen the way it was going to, in the format it was in, I would have to walk away.
Yeah, I mean,
I would have to walk away. It's not Arsenal. It's
I'm
not Arsenal.
Yeah, I mean, I am worried every day about, they could just do another move, and this could happen, and
It's left everyone in the back of their minds of what could
Adam,
happen.
and I'm just like, Adam, this will be a good week, enjoy your final weeks of summer. The Belgian Grand Prix is coming up. Just just enjoy it. Well, but you never know. These guys can just,
they could switch it in a flick of a switch.
And it was the fact that some of the reporters knew before Ollie even knew. Like, I'm Ollie out, but I think that's wrong. The fact that some of the reporters even knew before Ollie even knew what was going on. Like, and the fact that they were questioning him, like, oh, what do you think of the Super League? Like, what do you expect him to say? He doesn't support it. Do you think he's going to say, I don't support it? You know what would happen to him? He'd get the sack instantly. That's why Mourinho got sacked from Tottenham. Let's be real. It's not because he wasn't doing well. They sacked him because he didn't support the Super League.
Well, as much as Richard tried to say that it wasn't to do with that, but I got.
Why would you sack him like 6 days before a cup final?
Yeah, Steven, are you confident that Arsenal can beat West Brom? I'm never confident, but I do think we'll win.
You will beat West Brom.
Big up. Had to change my stream to Monday, mate. Might not be able to come on watch on that. You don't even know yet. Don't worry, mate. Smash the likes.
You excited for the Belgian Grand Prix then?
What's that?
You excited for Belgium then, the Grand Prix?
Yeah, definite. Harry Kane stays at Tottenham, and this Super League will still happen.
Or Kane stay?
I can see it happening. I mean, our Super League is going to happen at some point. To be honest, the first time I heard about a Super League was in 2007 when Arsene Wenger spoke about the Super League.
So
this has been going on for this has been going on for like 20 odd years. They've been talking about this. They've been talking about this for 20 odd years, and originally this whole breakaway has all been you can all lay it back to the start of the founding of the Premier League, where it moved from TV, like televised and terrestrial, to subscription Sky, right? By the start of the Premier League.
Yeah,
and that's been the slippery slope towards it, because then the Sky pay more and more for the rights to show the Premier League, because the Premier League needs to up the money to distribute to the clubs, because the clubs are making more, having to spend more on players and everything like that. So eventually it gets to a point that it pays so much. These clubs then have the opportunity to then try and break away and quit what is the Super League.
Yeah, I have a teacher who's a Liverpool fan. My math teacher's a Liverpool fan, and he said he forgave John Henry and FSG because they made a video apologising. What?
Oh, they don't care. They don't care, mate. But
Who the hell
hang on,
cares about an apology video? They don't mean it.
they don't mean it at all. I mean, I'm sorry. Like the guy, didn't buy you a freaking centre back in the summer when he needed one, and also didn't buy you one in January until the last minute,
Yeah.
right? Because they knew he would
And
have
you
had.
haven't made any more signings apart from Konate.
Yeah, mate. He doesn't care. Right? He doesn't care. Right?
And
He's exactly the
he's
same as Cronky and the
yeah.
Glaziers. They don't
And
give
the
a shit.
reason sorry. The reason
The
he said
only
he gives them is because
mm,
he said now they're 100% gonna sign Mbappe. And I'm like, even if they
no,
do sign Mbappe, you shouldn't forgive him.
no, you shouldn't. Not after what they've done.
Like that would
How
just
how did
be
anyone fall for that PR apology video from FSG? I'm a Liverpool fan and I don't forgive them. They are a disgrace. This window, this window
we
is
are a good
awful.
Liverpool fan.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like their window has not been the most brilliant of windows, has it?
I don't know if
It's been
Kroenke did.
terrible.
Yeah, I don't know if Kroenke did do it, but what would you do if Kroenke did an apology video saying, "Oh, I'm sorry"? You'd probably be like, "Oh, go do one."
Go do one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
What about the last 17 years you've been like putting us down? Like for the last 17 years, you've made this club so small, right, and made feel like you've dragged us so far down that we
how many
accept
links
being
are
in
in the chat?
sixth. We are now expected to finish sixth or eighth, right, and we like accept it,
Or
right,
you
because
think
you've
your
lowered our
fans are
mental.
going to be happy with Ben White and Aaron Ramsdale and Odegaard?
Some of our fans are fucking happy with it
Yeah, I
because of
heard
that.
some fans
That
say,
yeah,
"Oh, Odegaard's the perfect
because they
signing. It's
accept
what we need."
mediocrity now. They accept mediocrity, and that's
And
what our
I
owners dragged us to.
Yeah. Like, I will never forgive the Glazers no matter what, and I promise I will probably be partying up and down Huddersfield when they say, hopefully, when they say they will resign. I tell you what, I will be. If Kroenke said that he was resigning, you'd probably party, wouldn't you? You'd probably not
Oh,
party.
mate, I'll be having a party. I'll be having a whole week party, mate.
Yeah. And it's like the only good thing that happened with the Super League was Ed Woodward resigned. That was, good. But we just need the guys at the top to go because they're probably going to hire another Ed Woodward, a man who will not betray him. And it's like, why do some fans, I'm not saying just Arsenal fans, but why do they accept those type of levels where it's like, oh yeah, we signed Aaron Ramsdale and Martin Odegaard, let's forgive Kroenke, let's go to the fans, let's fill up the stadium. It's like, well, I would if I was an Arsenal fan right now, I tell you what, I would probably not even. I'd probably find illegal streams to watch the game instead of Sky Sports because they'd probably have money going to Arsenal and that.
Yeah, just want to let's say like 9 teams who were part of the ill-fated launch of the Breakaway Super League have been welcomed back into the decision-making organisation overseeing the European club game.
When's
Six
that?
clubs, the ECA, the 6 clubs will be members of the ECA again, going along with AC Milan, Inter, and Atletico Madrid. But look, but Real Madrid and Barcelona are still adamant they won't be part of it, but yet they're still going to be playing for the Champions League. As far as I know, they're still in the Champions League, aren't they?
Yeah, they probably will be.
So why is it if they're still saying no, we want to create our own league, European Super League? Why is it they've been allowed to play in the Champions League then? That makes no sense. I mean, what's the point?
Exactly, but
What's the point
it's
here?
UEFA for you. UEFA corrupt. They'll forgive him easy. In
Yeah,
fact, that 7 million to them will be like, oh, that's it, okay, because they
it's
need to
cheap.
have.
They'd be like, oh, we got away lately. Anyway,
You know what I would do? I
do
would.
smash the do smash the like on the video. Sorry, do hit the subscribe button, please. Please join the membership from as little as $1.99. It is to going for a great cause to Children's Liver Foundation. So if you could do that, it'd be really, really helpful. It's going to a great cause. But yeah,
Yeah.
I just got I'm glad you're out since 2009 when they sold Ronaldo and Tevez. We are getting rid of Shaqiri at Liverpool, and a youngster they signed from Fulham is taking his place at 18. I don't care how talented that is. That it is how
Okay.
talented that is. That's a Cronky Arteta kind of risk. I want sure players. Yeah, that's a good point.
But Harvey Elliott
Um,
does decent.
how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
So, yeah, I mean, what do you make of this whole Super League like
Like we
shambles?
definitely need a super league, but with relegation and promotion. That is very good idea. If you see Premier League compared to Premier League other leagues, the money are less. Money are probably less. The clubs are going to be bankrupt. Clubs are broken. Other leagues definitely. So we want some funds to make some transfers, make some big moves. Okay, like the fans of Barcelona and Real Madrid will like demand more players to compete in the top level. Like they have been in top level for last
Yeah, but
like decade.
the problem you have with that though is that yeah, it's all right saying you want a Super League and to have more funds for transfers, but then none of that money filters down to the bottom, and there's already teams lower down the bottom that are struggling to just stay afloat, and we need to protect them as well
I
as
think
protecting ourselves. Because if we don't protect them, then the whole pyramid falls apart.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what like if they really deserve to be in Super League, they want to be like promotion relegation. Like if the lower league lower teams like Burnley or something like that, like if they perform really good, they can be in Super League.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know what I'm
but
saying? You get what I'm saying, right?
I get what you're saying. It's just that with terms of like the money that's involved, we need to make sure that he's still funneling down the pyramid like it does with the Premier League, because otherwise, like you won't get all of a sudden you will get clubs going bankrupt very very quickly down towards League One and League Two, and
Yeah, I can
before that
see
happens,
why small leagues
yeah,
will suffer, but
it's not just about the
people
big
prefer.
clubs here. We need to think about the whole pyramid.
Yeah, like but people prefer to watch big matches. Like what can we do? Like people prefer them. Like, people
Uh,
prefer to watch top leagues.
yeah, but
People
then
prefer to
maybe
watch top clubs.
I mean, but here's yeah, but this is the problem. I mean, like see why Barcelona is still in this because their clubs and the way the club has been run, the way the club's been handled is shambolic. Right? You've got players that are too high contracts. You
Yeah.
can't keep it. You can't keep your costs down. You've had to let go of your best, like your folklore.
And they can't even
Um,
get some of their players they've
in
Yeah,
but you've
it is
had to let
because of
him
the
go
last.
because you can't afford to pay for the contracts. So, like, I get why Barcelona need it, but in terms of our pyramid will fall apart if we had sort of Super League, especially if we're not looking after the bottom. We need to look after the bottom, otherwise the top will fall as well. It's it's more than just about having the big clubs and the clubs in the Premier League. It's about the clubs further down that usually end up supporting that you end up giving your youngsters loans to like develop skills and to improve their game. So they're just as important as anyone else. And
yeah.
Joe, how are
Yeah,
you, mate?
yeah, I'm good, brother. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. What do you want to say about this like shambles of
Yeah, man.
not being
I will
punished?
just ignore it, by the way. I will just ignore it the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, coming from a Chelsea perspective, what did you make of it when, like, obviously you have Abramovich who's like has worked wonders at your club for a number of years, but how did you like? How do you feel about this whole Super League debacle? Joe. Right, okay. But yeah, big matches are great, but not what when it's all time. Not when it's all time. We like them as a taste. Yeah. This I think like having a Super League with all the top clubs playing. I just don't like the reason I like sort of when you get into Europe or you get into Champions League.
Can you listen to me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So
yeah,
for
when
me,
I-
is
go on.
so for me is if we participate in the Super League, the good thing is for Real and Barca only. Actually, yeah, for us it's like normal. Because for me now, Barca and Real is a shit club.
Yeah. I think for me it's like I don't want to, the reason I wouldn't like to be in a Super League at all is like I don't want to be playing like the biggest clubs all the time. I like going to like I love the reason I like the Premier League is like I like going to clubs like Brentford or like Palace away or something like that where
Yeah.
you could easily lose. So I like the fact you get to play these smaller teams and if you get to play the bigger teams, it means you've done well in your league, you've earned the right, and you've done well to deserve nights like that. But for me, playing in a Super League where you're there mainly because you're a big club, it doesn't work for me. It doesn't wash for me.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I think
Bruce,
at the point, like at the right now, like people thinking that the other clubs, the whole top clubs are greedy. Like we really want Super League. I'm a Barca fan. We really want Super League to be to survive in the league, to survive in the top team, to survive in the top category.
but why should League One, League Two clubs be detriment to that? Because Bury, for example, just because they're not a big club, they didn't get the luxury of starting their own league to bail themselves out. They got liquidated, and I don't see how that's fair, right? Because I get Barcelona's a big club, but why is it because you're a big club you get to say and to be honest, I don't even think UEFA would let you go down. They've already let you like giving you extra leeway with your with the debt that you're in. They wouldn't let that they wouldn't let you collapse and go bankrupt because it would be bad for them as well. There's a lot of money both for
Yeah,
UEFA and Barcelona, so they wouldn't do that. Whereas like with Bury, they don't care about Bury because they're a they're a small club. That doesn't matter to them. They're never getting near UEFA, so that's why no one really cared about them um, when they got liquidated. So yeah, Barcelona wouldn't actually fall for me. They're just like
and we have to see the league they're playing. I think Premier League gets more money.
I think so
Look at the other
because
leagues. Like,
yeah,
what
but I
is a
think
Carabao Cup prize money? What is a Carabao Cup prize money?
it's not a lot to be honest. But I do feel with the Premier League is that the reason the Premier League is getting so much more money is because
yeah.
it's
Prem is the best league.
well, yeah, it's the best league, and people want to watch that
Yeah, like
because it's
that's what my
more
point is. Like
unpredictable.
Super League, why Super League means it's people are gonna watch that, are really interested in watching that. Top teams versus top teams from the other
But
leagues.
sometimes we only watch other teams like Brentford, for example. You know, like I
Yeah,
get what
like
you
I'm
mean.
I
saying,
mean,
yeah, yeah. I
that's the
think
thing.
if there is a relegation and promotion, it's easy, right? Like Brentford can achieve it. Like if they are
So
really up to your task.
Who would we promote? Who, if someone got relegated, who would we promote? Because don't we need clubs to just join it?
Yeah, but I mean, like the thing I find with it is that I find it's a lot easier for I get why the Spanish clubs will want to try Super League because
And our
the
league and our La Liga are putting pressure on clubs. Okay, they have signed the deal with CVC, some bullshit company, right? For 2.5 billion. They are saying that you give your TV rights for 50 years, we will provide you 2.5 billion for all clubs, distribution. Uh, you get like for Barca you get like 250 million for 50 years. Is it enough? For 50 years, 250 million. Is it enough? And they are saying 800 million you want to pay back.
yeah. I mean, I get that, and I get that point.
Selling the
For
TV rights, like
I think for from an English supporters, English club supporters point of view is that it would kill our league and probably do more harm than good if to so many clubs in the English game. Like Leicester, for example, and I mean Leicester was the perfect example. I mean, Leicester have been better than us for years, right? For years, 5 or 6, about 5 years now, and yet, we are saying that no, you all right. You can stay there while we go and play with the big boys, even though we're not at their level. I mean, like if we went into it, we would be 12. We would be 15. Sorry, we would be at the bottom of the pile because we're the less ambitious team out of all of them. So, but even like the Chelseas and Man Cities is saying like for a football sense and for the football sense in England, it's a terrible idea. It's a terrible idea. And to be fair, when I looked at the tournament, I want to win a league. I don't want to win playoffs. I don't want to win a league and then a playoff. I want to win a league. I don't want to. I don't like the format of it at all. I think
They're
the
trying to
format's
make
crap.
it like an American sport.
That is exactly like NFL, and I'm like, mate, I don't want to do that. Like the MLS, right, is 2 leagues and then playoffs, and I'm like,
Because then
no,
what's the point in even trying? Like, clubs will try because they want to stay up. In the Super League, what's the point in trying? Because
but yeah, I mean, what's the point in trying? I mean, I just feel it's just not like it's. I don't think it's in the interest of a lot of clubs, and you could tell, but like Germany, they weren't interested. France, they weren't interested. And to be fair, a lot of Italian club supporters that I've heard, and from the Spanish, from the Liga as well, they weren't happy with the idea as well. It's just
like our
it's a
league has lot of limitations. Like in the deal, we get 250 million for 50 years, like sacrificing our TV rights, 50 years, and in the 250 million, we are allowed to spend only 40 million on transfers. Like, is that fair?
I get that, but then like it's surely. I mean, like it's then also down to how you manage your club, and
like everybody wants money. Like
yeah, I get that.
UEFA
But
wants
then,
money,
like
FIFA wants money.
I get that, but the way Barcelona's been run, it's not so much down to the Liga. You got to look at the owners and the way your club's been run by
Yeah,
your
like
owners.
yeah,
And
our previous president was bullshit. Our previous
that's
president was bullshit.
that's
And
the point,
yeah,
and that's why you're in the situation you're in. Same with Real Madrid. Real Madrid are like they're
Yeah,
in a
Real
similar
Madrid has money,
situation.
man. Like they have bid like 160 million for Mbappe. They are saving money for Mbappe these days.
But they're still in debt as well.
Yeah,
So
but they still trash, man. We
they're
just
also
beat
still
them
in debt.
3-1.
But they're also still in debt as well. So they're not out of the woods of it just yet either. So it's interesting like to see what happens with it. But there you go. I just think it's a joke that like these three teams that are still part of it and have broken all the rules and still aren't going back to it. A, are still part of the Champions League, even though they're not part of the ECA, which means you're supposed to be out of the Champions League. And two, there's no punishment. I mean, like all the other 9 clubs have been punished in some sort of way, but these 3 clubs haven't. And that for me is just an outrage. We all run the chance. I agree. I hate the Americanization in football. Absolute. Stop it. 40 mil is low. I'd say 8, which should be them being the max. Then it's down to this scouts finding gems. That's a good point. I'm going to move on anyway because we're going to move on to team of the week actually. Because team of the week.
Bro, is Tierney injured?
What's that? Tierney?
Is Tierney injured?
I think Tierney is injured.
Oh my days.
Like
So you guys
Arteta's
are
running
going
out of
to
depth.
So you
Yeah.
guys are going to focus on Norwich. That's it. That is a must-win game for you guys. Because obviously you're going to lose to City for 100%.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
yeah. To be honest, mate, you should be going now. End of. So yeah, gonna start with this. Make sure to smash the like button, please. Smash the subscribe button, it really does help. Donating from as little as $1.99 to Children's Liver Disease Foundation really does help the charity big time. So here we are, right? I'm gonna start with in nets. Who we're gonna put in goal? Oof.
Oh, it's hard, man.
I want to give a shout out to Leno because I think in his game he was quality.
But he just made one big save. That's it.
Yeah, but I don't. I will give a shout out to him though. I didn't say he was like the goalkeeper of the week, but for me, he gets a shout out because
For me,
he
it's
kept that score down. Edison. Anyone disagree with that?
Alisson Becker. Yeah, he made a great save on the Burnley game, and he have the clean sheet as well.
Well, okay, let's go Edison.
Like I would give to Loris, maybe.
Loris?
Alisson, bro.
Yeah.
Alisson Becker.
Like Loris, I think he was having a very good game against Man City, I think. Yeah, Man City.
Steven, bro, is Alisson Becker, not Alisson.
Oh, Alisson, yes. Alisson, sorry. I thought you said Edison.
Alisson Becker.
Yeah,
Liverpool's keeper.
So based on this week's games, go away. Right back. What we're going for is a right back.
Reece James. That's it,
Reece
man.
James. Yeah, Reece James has got to be in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Left back.
Left
let me have
back.
a think.
Tsimikas, Liverpool left back.
Tsimikas. Any other shouts?
Yeah.
Right. Make sure you get your shouts in there. Yeah. Make sure you get your shouts in the. Make sure you leave your suggestions in the chat below, in the chat, please. Centre back pairing, I've got to go for
Laporte.
Laporte. Laporte's got to go in there, grabbed himself a goal. I would say one of Chelsea's defenders, but to be honest, like, you didn't have to do much. To be honest, you didn't have to do a lot at all.
Yeah.
I think Duffy from Brighton.
Yeah, Shane Duffy from Brighton got himself a goal, didn't he? Shane Duffy.
Maybe. Yeah, I think got a clean sheet as well.
Yeah. Yeah, they got clean sheet as well, didn't they? Yeah, Shane Duffy. Gonna move it to a. Right, CDM, Conte.
No. Because Conte just played 30 minutes, bro. Can't be Conte.
Thought he played more than that.
Nah, he just played 30 minutes. He came out from bench.
Oh no, it's Jorginho, isn't it? Sorry, Jorginho.
Yeah.
Jorginho or Kovacic, one of the two.
For me, Jorginho.
Yeah, Jorginho ran the show. For me. Keep getting your suggestions in. Wolves had 21 shots against Tottenham, and Steven always keep the clean sheet.
Yeah, Loris is a great shout as well.
Yeah. Who did Liverpool play, by the way?
Dele Alli.
I'm just trying to have a look at who did Liverpool end up playing. Chelsea. No, didn't play Chelsea, did they? No.
Yeah,
They played
next
Burnley.
game, man.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, do you know what? I'm actually going to change Alisson. Loris.
Yeah,
Right.
for Loris.
I think, like you said, Dele Alli's got to go in there. Hey, Dele Alli, but it was a penalty, though.
Yeah.
It was a penalty.
And Pablo Fornals, maybe.
Pablo Fornals is a good shout.
Is there a City midfield?
Jack Grealish.
Is there a Man City midfield? Yeah, Jack.
Fornals has a great game, maybe.
So it's Sterling, Mahrez.
For me, Mason Mount is a great shout as well.
Oh, Mason.
FSC.
Yeah, actually, Mason Mount is a great shout. Mason Mount is a great shout. Actually, that's a great shout.
For assist and a clean sheet.
Wouldn't say. Yeah, I would probably say. Yeah, Fornals and. Yeah, Fornals. And.
Yeah, Fornals. Yeah.
Fornals and Mount. Right. Jack Grealish on the left. Up front, Lukaku.
Nah,
Yeah.
man. Antonio, man.
Nah,
Antonio.
bro.
It should be Antonio. It should be Antonio. It should be Antonio.
Oh no, on his debut, man. Come on.
Yeah.
On his debut.
I think Antonio played like, no, he has produced best performance than Lukaku.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
It's hard, bro.
It's hard, but like, I mean, Lukaku did it on his debut, man. So
yeah, he made it on debut.
He destroyed us. He absolutely destroyed us.
Yeah.
And then
Bro,
right
but
wing.
for me, Pogba need to go into the midfield, man. He has a great game against Southampton. For me, he's the man of the
Man
match.
United were Man United were terrible. Man United were terrible. No.
And
None
Rafinha,
of their
like
players are getting in here.
right wing is Rafinha, I think.
Rafinha. Good
from
shout.
Leeds.
Good shout.
Like he
Rafinha.
had a great shot.
Yeah.
Banger. That is banger, right?
Yeah. I'll go that. Let's have a look. And Rafinha. There you go. All right. There we are. So your team this week is Luis Ignatz, then it's Reece James, Laporte, Duffy, Tsimikas, then it's a 3 of 4 now, Jorginho and Mount, then a front 3 of Grealish, Lukaku, and Rafinha. There we are. So that's a good squad. That was a good team for this week. Mane could have been a shout as well. Yeah, it's a good shout.
Yeah, Mane has
Smash
a great
the like
game,
button,
bro.
please. Smash the like button. Really does help. Come on, let's get it up before we end the stream. Which we're gonna have to do in a minute anyway. But yeah. That's your team of the week. Obviously, we got a game tonight.
Is Martinelli injured as well?
I don't know. I don't know if he's injured.
Is Partey fit? Partey
fit? I don't think he's fit.
I think if you keep him fit, like it would be a lot helpier, man. Like
Yeah, it wouldn't help.
Yeah. You just hope that Arsenal won't be any injured versus West Brom, bro. If your player get injured versus West Brom, it will be a shambolic.
It wouldn't help. It wouldn't help. To be honest, not with this manager. This guy's so
Are you Arteta out?
No, I'm Teta in.
Oh my days.
No, I want him out badly. Jesus Christ, this guy needs to go. Honestly.
But for me, if Arteta gets sacked, who will you bring in?
Conte or Grandpa?
Because I know Conte and Zidane 100% will not come to Arsenal.
You don't know.
Conte will demand players.
Because
so I think
Conte, he want a club that can win silverware.
He will go if the project's right.
Like he wanted certain number of, he will demand players. He will demand top players, and top players want to ready to come to Arsenal. That is a problem.
But would Kroenke spend the money? That's the
on.
problem.
Like if Kroenke spend the money, like players will convince to come to Arsenal.
Kroenke doesn't spend the money. The Arsenal spend the money. That 130 mil came from us, not Kroenke.
Yeah. Right? If Arsenal do spend the money,
big players will go to Arsenal with Conte in because Conte's there. So they'll buy
Arsenal is a terrible club, man. Right? Even a player reject for Arsenal and go Aston Villa, I was like, what?
Yeah, because you've got Arteta there. You wouldn't do that if it was. Do you think you would have done the same thing if it was Conte?
No.
There you go then. So says it all, doesn't it? But
yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna have to leave it there. Make sure to smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, please. It really is important to us. If you do that, please do hit the share button and share the stream, and join the membership scheme from as little as $1.99. We're back at 7:45 for the West Brom versus Arsenal watch along. So make sure you tune into that. Until then, everyone stay safe, stay well, and we will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.